Yep.
Okay, I also need someone to assist with the plug-in, plug type. All right, this is a relay. It's pretty much unknown. I don't have a manual, and I'm trying to figure out what goes where. So let's figure this out, where the connections are. All right, I'm gonna start with these two here. And my meter does work. It shows continuity, no problem at all. These two, they don't show continuity. These two, they don't show continuity. Neither these two. But these two do. Normally, if the bottom one shows continuity, that's where the coil is. So that means this is gonna be my coil. To make sure that it is my coil, so what I can do is power this up. This is a 110 volt relay. It's not a 12 volt or 24 volt. So if you feel like excessive heat, so that means you have a wrong relay. You can actually use it. So if I connect this to the power, look, the relay works, the light comes on. So that means I have the right connections here. So now, I want to check out, remember I said this type of relay, it has two three-way switches. So I have to have one common, at least on one set, one normally open, one normally connect for both sides. So now how do I find out what the common is? These two, they're not supposed to show any connection at all. The connection is normally vertical along with the relay. So I'm gonna try this, no connections. I'm gonna try these two, no connections. And I'm gonna try these two. Oh, now we have a connections here. If I disconnect this one, then I would have a connection here. But then no connection here. That means once the relay is disengaged, it shows continuity. Once it's engaged, shows continuity over here. So that makes this common, this one over here, this one normally open, and this one normally closed. Same thing should exist on both sides. So that should tell me that I have a good relay here. And that's how you check relays and troubleshoot. Now that I've figured out what my connections are, then I'm gonna power up this relay with the start-stop switch, which is normally open, normally closed switch. Just like the other ones, the other contactors on the relay, this is a green one, and it says on this normally open. Let's double check. What does that mean? That means there's no connection at this point. But when I press it, then I have connection. So that makes this normally open. Versus this one, without touching it, it shows continuity, but when I press it, it shows disconnection. So the way it goes, the power must come to the stop switch, which is the normally closed, as I explained and drew the map on the board. So make sure you tighten up this one. From here to the normally open, we must make a connection. This way, whatever connections we get from the normally closed gets automatically transferred to normally open.
And
Now that in order for me to complete the closed loop and continue with the power, I have to go from the relay that I tested and originally was connected to the other side of the switch here. Now, if I power this up, right now, nothing's supposed to happen. But when I press the green one, this will work. If I press this one at the same time, there's no power. That means I did my job done right. But I want to hold this to turn on the light. What happened to the light? Oh, thank you so much. Now, in order for me to power the light, I would have to give a neutral to the light first. Connect the light to the neutral as well. And create a power to the other side of the car, to the other side of the light. It doesn't matter, either or, through the common. So if this is my normally open part, and if I power the relay, the light should stay on once I connect the switch. This is going to be my common here. Remember, the connections have to go vertical. So if you're doing it on this side, it has to be on the other side as well. You can't go to any other side because there's not going to be absolutely whatsoever no connection. If you ever find a connection, that means you're not doing something right. So I connect this and I turn on the light. Is this a good light?
it was working.
It was working?
Yeah. It should have worked.
All right, we don't know now, the light doesn't work. Let's check it out.
No sound.
I have 122 here. And when I connect it, I have 122 here. So that means the light is not good.
Not working.
The light does not work. Let's try this light. Okay, so that light is blown. And it works. But this is not an automation. I don't want to keep this forever, forever, forever. How do I do that? I use the same configuration here and trying to make this as an automatic way of handling the automatic system by simply providing a normally open switch in parallel to the normally open push switch, meaning that I have one here that could go here and I have another one here from this other side. That would go to the normally open part right here. So what I have done now, I created a parallel path to my normally open to keep a circuit live. So if I power this up and if I press this, the light stays on. Although this one's disconnected, the light stays on. To make sure the power consumption is done right, I can double check, turn it off, and now the light turns off. And here's the construction of relay and how it works. Okay, you can turn off now.